back. Let's get down to the floor of the New York Stock Exchange and check in with our very own Jared Blikre. And Jared, we're seeing some mixed action here to kick off this week of trading.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of deja vu here. I came back last Tuesday and I was talking about how the market had come back down to a very important level. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Now, we are right back to last Tuesday and Wednesday levels on a longer time frame. Now, let's take a look at a 2-month chart here. Here's the previous 5 days trading action. You can see we're right back down here. Now, the reason this is important is this is a halfway back point, basically a 50% retracement of this move that we saw to the upside. This is where bulls should re-enter. So we're seeing the VIX pick up a little bit, so that's a little bit of a risk-off tone to the markets right now. But it is Monday, and as I like to say, really the market doesn't get started until Tuesday morning. You've got to watch the first hour of trading to kind of tap what the trend of the week is going to be. Also taking a look at the bond market, not that much going on. Let's take a look at the 5-year. I think it goes down 1 or 2 basis points. There you go. 10-year right up against multi-year highs as well. So we're keeping an eye on that. Now, as much as we've been tracking the yield curve and how rising yields tend to benefit value stocks, haven't really seen that over the last few weeks so much. The bond market, the volatility kind of leaking over into equities kind of stalling out here. Nevertheless, we're seeing more green than red today. NVIDIA looks like a standout, up 1%. Chinese stocks, I really don't have a lot to add to your conversation other than to say you thought it couldn't get worse for Didi. It is now sub $2. Let's take a look at $1.94, just taking a look at the year-to-date chart. That is a mess, guys, down 61% from its IPO. Let's just calculate this, down 86%. So the fallout from the Chinese stock just continues here. Now, taking a look at some of our leaders, we have home builders in the upper left. That's XHB, and also the SOX. That's the Philly Chip Index. Those are the leaders of the day. To the downside, KWEB, that's Chinese ETF. IPO, that's an IPO ETF. ARK, we know what that is. Biotech, software, and emerging markets are the underperformers. I like to get a sense of the travel market here, and we're seeing Carnival Cruise Lines down 1%, Delta Airlines up about 0.25%, not seeing a lot of action here, except for Trip.com, which happens to be a Chinese stock, so explaining that story. Finally, a look at the EV market here, and aside from some of these Chinese names, we are seeing a little bit of green in terms of Toyota Motors, up 1.75%, Ford just barely positive, but Tesla, the kahuna, trading under $1,000, down about 0.2%, guys.
And one more asset class that we've been watching this morning that we've been talking about is crypto. We are seeing Bitcoin sort of hold below 40,000. What are the charts telling you?
Yeah, well, Bitcoin is at a pretty critical level itself right here. Here's a year-to-date look, and we are right back down to 38 to 40,000 is kind of a big deal. And if this area doesn't hold, I think it'll be a quick trip down to that 30,000 support that we saw last year. So here's a 1-year chart. 28 to 30,000 is a level that we kind of crashed to after breaking to new nominal highs last year. So we'll have to see if this holds. So basically the bottom line is 38,000 goes, probably going to see 30,000 pretty quickly. But if we climb above 40, get back above 45 again, probably back off to the races. I would expect to test those record highs and beyond.
Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it.